texting.
Sorry.
Lovely. All right. This issue gets attention from newscasters, reporters, and the average citizen. It's been debated among candidates and students alike. What is it, you ask? It's oil. America depends on oil as a source of energy. The question of where to get it has been debated for years. There are a number of places to obtain oil, but one that stands out the most among these is the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge. However, an article from Newsmax.com, written by Ralph Hofstetter, says that the U.S. Senate voted on Tuesday, May 13, 2008, to block all oil exploration in the ANWR. Unfortunately, this law bans anyone from tapping into this valuable resource. The United States should allow drilling in the ANWR because it would greatly benefit the U.S. economically by creating more jobs and reducing the amount of money we spend on importing oil. Regrettably, not many people are well informed about this precious reserve. An article from ANWR.org says that the ANWR is 9.16 million acres of land in Alaska's northern slope. This land has been sectioned off by Congress in the northeastern region of Alaska. Part of that land has been apportioned by Congress specifically for oil exploration. This 1.5 million acre tract of land is on the Arctic coastal plain. There are no trees or hills there, just flat, barren land. Most of the time, the surface is covered in ice, and it's rarely visited by animals. The U.S. Department of the Interior has estimated that there is anywhere from 9 to 16 million barrels of oil in this land. Unfortunately, we are unable to get any of it because of these new laws. Another article from ANWR.com tells us about a similar oil field in Prudhoe Bay. This field has been producing oil for America for the past 20 years. This field has also produced over 10 billion barrels of oil and has helped offset the national trade deficit by billions of dollars. Unfortunately, Prudhoe Bay is drying up. Its daily output of oil is down to less than 730,000 barrels and still declining. An excerpt from a report from the Energy Information Administration from the year 2000 was recently published in Enger and Smith's environmental science book. It said that the ANWR's coastal plain was the largest unexplored, potentially productive geologic onshore basin in the United States. As you can see, it makes sense to use this land for the next big oil drilling production. Now, one might think that the residents of Alaska would oppose all this oil producing in their backyard, but on the contrary, 75% of Alaskans are for oil production in Alaska. Alaskan oil provides their state government with taxes and extra money to build schools and newer sewer systems. In addition, each resident receives dividends from the oil that's recovered. Alaskans, however, are not the only ones that would benefit from this oil. Occupations would be created for the lower 48 states as well. It's been estimated that over 2 million jobs would be created throughout the United States. This wave of fresh career opportunities would lower some employment rates of certain states by almost 50%. It would also help replace many jobs that have been lost recently due to outsourcing. Furthermore, the economy would gain a substantial boost. At the peak of its production, Alaskan oil would provide over $1.7 billion per year in new state revenues, and a federal return of $2.8 billion. The outcome of this flow of money would trigger a tremendous economic activity that would generate upwards of $60 billion in the first 15 years of production. Drilling for oil in the ANWR would significantly reduce expenses it takes to get oil from other countries as well. Currently, America imports over 60% of its oil from overseas. That adds up to about $330 billion that was sent out of our country in 2007 alone. When you factor in the amount of money that it takes to defend our foreign oil, the price becomes astronomical. As I have said, the benefits of drilling for oil in the ANWR far outweigh the disadvantages. The amount of money that could be kept circulating in America as opposed to being poured overseas would really help our economy. Likewise, new jobs will be created that enable people to rely on themselves instead of the government for financial support. As you can see, the oil from the Anwar would be exceptionally profitable to our country if only Congress would pass laws for us to be able to drill there.